So what if we die without a peace of mind? We waiting for people to send us the cards that say rest in peace. Yeah? Of course we cannot be rest in peace. Because when we still alive, we are not at peace. So when we die, we cannot rest in peace. Right? So we have to change our life now. How many of us willing to change our life from now? It means that we have to practice mindfulness. And believe me, mindfulness is not for Buddhists. It's for all beings. Because this is for all beings, not just for Buddhists to breathe, right? The breathing is for all beings. We have to breathe in and breathe out every day, every second, to survive. And that is what we've been doing, breathing in and out just to survive. But we don't even know how long or how short our breath is. We don't even pay attention to our breath. We don't even know how to breathe the right way. And when you are angry, and when you're afraid, then you breathe what? Very fast and tight. We barely have time to pay attention to all those. And here we are just to show you the key, the message, which is your breathing method, mindfulness, to change your life. To change your life. Instead of just breathe like a robot, now we add awareness to it. That's it, just add awareness to each and every breath going in, each and every breath going out. You breathe in, you're aware of that breath going in. Breathe out, aware of that breath going out. Pay fully attention to each and every breath, that's it. Just right here by the nostril. When you breathe in by nose, right? So in and out, just right here. We just put our attention right here, concentration right here, just like a gatekeeper. The gatekeeper knows who's going in and who's going out, right? So one breath going in, knowing that there's a breath going in, a breath going out, knowing that breath going out. Just knowing that breath going in and out is what we need to do. And of course our mind is like a monkey. That monkeys would keep jumping here and there. Who haven't eaten yet? Are you hungry? Yeah? Okay. So for those who haven't eaten yet, you're hungry now. Let's say if I ask you to close your eye and then meditate, breathe in and breathe out, probably hamburger gonna pop up in your head. All those things are the fact. It's happening when we have desire, when we're hungry or when we're full, we think that our stomach is not so well or something like that. And anything that we associated and talk about it within our life, now that when we focus on one thing, which is our breath, this is the only one job now. We are not multitasking ourselves anymore, right? We pay attention to our breath only, and this is when you can see your thought. Thought has been always with us, is popping up rapidly just like that. It's just that we don't even have a pure mind or a second to stop from doing everything just to look at it. That's why we cannot see our thoughts. But now when we let go of everything and then focus on our breathing, this is when you only have one job, and this is when you can see your thought. Thought about the past, thought about the future. But while this present moment here and now, we are not living in, which is necessary for us to do. Living in this present moment here and now. And in order for us to do that, continue breathing in and out without forcing our breath. Just let it in and out naturally. And then when thought pop up, that monkey pop up, ready to jump. For most of the people who does not have the habit of bringing that concentration back to the breathing, then always gonna follow that monkey and jump here and there. And now we need to train ourselves to have a new habit of tie that monkey down, pull it back, don't let it jump, don't follow it, don't chase after that monkey. Just hold that monkey and tell that monkey to sit right here, stay right here. That's it. And then when you bring your concentration back here, breathe in and breathe out, the monkey ready to jump again. Pull it back again. Don't let it jump. Don't follow it. Don't chase after it. Come back here with the breathing again. Keep bringing concentration back to the breathing. That's what we need to do. Bring it back, bring it back. When thought pop up, acknowledge that. Observe that thought, that knowing for you to know that, oh, I have a thought now. It doesn't matter what type of thought, bad or good. Just observe that, acknowledge that, a thought silently like that, and come back here. That is how we train ourselves to live at this present moment, which is each breath going in and out. That is the present moment. And now you hear sound, any type of sound. Most of us, we don't have the habit of concentration on this present moment. We will head to those sounds. Ask who did that, what was that, why, where. Now we don't ask all those questions. Just observe that sound, knowing, oh, there was a sound. You don't need to sit there and then think of that sound or trying to break down who did that and why, what, where, whatsoever. Instead, just observe of that sound, acknowledge it, sound, come back here. Sensation on this body. You will see all kind of sensation will rise when you focus on this. Because this is the time where you can feel your body vividly. So there are a lot of time, a lot of practitioners, they will feel like there's insects crawling on their face. Don't scratch it. Don't try to wipe it off because there was no insect. It's just a sensation. Because when you focus, those sensations will arise. Just acknowledge that. Feelings, come back here. Numb, pain, same thing. Acknowledge it, come back here. Just the main purpose for us to acknowledge all those later. When anything happens to our life, we know what to do instead of react. Right? For so many years, somebody says something, we react right away with not really nice words, right? And then confront with each other. And now if we have a new habit of coming back to this present moment, then we know, oh, I shouldn't respond. Because when I respond, it's not going to be nice. So I should not respond. But if I decided to respond, then only respond with, may you be well, happy, and peaceful. That's how I responded for the last 101 days. May you be well, be happy, be peaceful. Even for those people who cursed at us. Many times. Curse at us, shout at us, and then yell at us, and then step on the gas pedal so the black smoke cover all of us. We still look at them and with a smile, may you be well, be happy, and be peaceful, and continue our journey. That is how we practice mindfulness and compassion and loving kindness. We don't need to add more problems to this world. Enough. We have been suffered enough, more than enough. And all those suffering just a waste of time, and all those suffering a waste of energy. And we have been wasting it so much already. Started from today until the end of our life. We shouldn't waste any more. Would you want that, or you want to continue wasting time and effort and energy? Of course, we want to have a peaceful life, right? Because we don't know when we are dying, when we're going to die. So, every day, please be mindful on everything you do. When you eat, just mindful with eating. Don't eat and talk, don't eat and play iPad, and talk with your lovers. Lover is your cell phone. That is your lovers. Every single one of you have your own lovers beside your partner. Right? And most of us here are doing that. Why can't we just have a really fresh and pure and just a family dinner without the lovers interfering? Why can't we just have a conversation between our family members without any lovers at all, whatsoever? Who in here that have a family gathering without a lover? Very few. The whole time, or just a few minutes? If we all can do that, we are going back to the old days. Those old days really useful and helpful to all of us. We use this instead of this. We don't depend on this back then. We depend on this. Is that right? And now we don't depend on this anymore. We depend on this. Anything you go in here and ask. That is why we lose in our memories. That is why we are always sidetracked. Because so much thing in here that is pulling us off track. And so every day we have to be mindful on everything we do. When you walk, just be mindful when walking, just like the venerable monks have been walking for 101 days. We are mindful on each and every step we made. I focus on my breathing when I walk. It's not just a walk, but walk with practice in mindfulness. And then when you eat, when you drink, when you change, when you wash and dishes, anything, just one thing at a time. Do not multitask anymore. And try to stay away from your lovers as much as possible. And then every morning when you wake up, first thing we should do, fold your bed sheet. Make your bed nice and neat. This is a must to train yourself to have a new habit, to have concentration. And then after that, you can go to the bathroom first. It's okay. Without lovers. Okay, go to the bathroom without lovers. Don't carry your lovers with you to the bathroom and whisper. That is your habit. You need to let go of that habit. It's not difficult. Okay? If you brought her or him to the bathroom sometime, if you're not mindful, you will drop him or her in that bowl. And then now you have to spend more money to get a new lover. It's a wasteful, right? After you come out from the bathroom, still no lovers. Get a piece of paper and a pen out, write out the statement, say, today is going to be my peaceful day. Today is going to be my peaceful day, and then read it over with our eyes. Read it over and over with our eyes, and then after that, read it out loud with our mouth. Today is going to be my peaceful day, to tell the universe that today is the day that I will not let anybody to mess it up except ourselves. We are the only person in this world who can mess our days up. No one else can. Because if you don't react, no one else can mess it up. If your wife do something or say something that you don't like and we react, your day's totally messed up. Or if she cook a dish that you don't like, you react, your days are messed up. And when your wife get mad, don't try to fix it. Because she won't listen. She say, leave me alone. So, tell the universe that today is going to be my peaceful day. Imagine if all the people in this world doing the same thing, just spread that message of peace to the universe. Instead of hate, instead of angry, instead of greedy and delusion, all kind to the universe. That's what we have been doing. We spread all kind of hate into this universe. That's why it's respond with disasters. A lot of sufferings. So now we change it. Just kindness, compassion, and peace to the universe. It will shower back down with love and kindness and compassion and peace, so that this world will be bloom and flourish with peace. But it requires us to do this mindfulness practice in every single day. And requires us to do that message even though that is something that you already memorize it. It's okay. You have to get a piece of paper and a pen, write it out, and do the same step that I mentioned. It's very powerful. It will remind you more. Okay? Whenever you run into problem, that thing will remind you. Oh, today is my peaceful day. Why would I let this guy mess it up? That's how it reminds you. But if you just keep thinking about that in the morning, probably it won't do much for you when you get mad, when you're angry. And then when somebody says something that you are so angry that you don't even remember that statement, today is going to be my peaceful day, what should you do? Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. It's free. The airs are free. As many as you want until you calm. And then when you are calm, you will remember, oh, today is my peaceful day. That's how we make our days peacefully and happily. If you can do that, you will have a peaceful day. Your family also will have a peaceful day. It always started from ourselves, not the world out there. Don't expect this world to be at peace. We have to expect our world, which is our inner child, to be peaceful. And then from there, every single person, every single family spread out step by step to each family, to each person in this world. This world will be peace. Do you believe in that? Yes. So who in here are willing to walk with us on this journey to change your life? Not many? Who will want to change your life? So will you start this from now? Yes. Practicing mindfulness? Yes. Today is going to be my peaceful day. Yes. Always stay calm. React with kindness only. We have to love each other more. And of course you have to love yourself more than anybody else. You love yourself more than anybody else means you don't put yourself into problem. You don't put yourself in suffering mode. It means that you don't react the way you used to be anymore. Because the more you react, the more you be suffering. And the more you react, the happy they are those people who love to make people mad. toxic people always love it when you react. And those reactions, any type of sufferings in this world, to us, is just only 10%. But when you react, it adds 90% on top of that 10%, so makes us suffer 100%. So no reaction. Please, no react. Just may you be well, be happy and peaceful with a smile. You have a beautiful day. Okay, thank you so much. May you all be well, be happy and be peaceful.
We often wander through cemeteries or read obituaries and see the same 3 words etched in stone or printed on cardstock: rest in peace. It is the final wish we bestow upon the departed, a hope that after the trials and tribulations of existence, they have finally found a stillness that eluded them in life. But there is a profound irony hidden in this sentiment, one that Venerable Bhikkhu Panikkara, a spiritual leader who has walked thousands of miles for peace, asks us to confront with open eyes. If we spend our entire lives in a state of agitation, anxiety, and conflict, how can we possibly expect to rest in peace the moment we take our final breath? Death is not a magical threshold that transmutes a chaotic mind into a serene one. If we are not at peace while we are alive, while our hearts are beating and our lungs are filling, we cannot hope to rest in peace when we die. We are simply waiting for others to send cards wishing for something we never cultivated for ourselves. The urgency of this realization cannot be overstated. We treat peace as a destination, a retirement plan, or a posthumous reward, when in reality, it is a practice required for the here and now. We breathe in and out every second to survive, yet we do so mechanically, like robots, unaware of the very fuel that sustains us. We rush through our days, our breaths shallow and rapid, driven by anger, fear, or mere habit, barely paying attention to the life coursing through us. The Venerable suggests that if we want to change the trajectory of our lives, if we want to ensure that our end is as peaceful as our middle, we must change our relationship with the present moment immediately. We must stop waiting for peace to find us and instead begin the work of building it. Breath by breath. This is not a task reserved for the religious or the devout. Mindfulness is not the property of Buddhism. It belongs to all beings. Just as the air we breathe belongs to all beings. To breathe is to be alive, and to breathe with awareness is to be fully alive. The architecture of this inner peace begins with the most fundamental element of our existence, the breath itself. It is the only constant companion we have from birth until death. Yet it is often the thing we ignore the most. When we are angry, our breath becomes short, jagged, and tired. When we are afraid, it becomes shallow. Our physiological state mirrors our psychological state. To reclaim our peace, we must transform the act of breathing from an unconscious reflex into a conscious anchor. The instruction is deceptively simple, yet it holds the key to unlocking a completely different way of living. Add awareness. That is it. We do not need to force the air or manipulate it. We simply need to act as a gatekeeper at the tip of the nostrils. Just as a guard at a palace gate watches who enters and who leaves, we must station our attention at the entrance of our nose, observing the sensation of the air flowing in and the air flowing out. This practice of observation creates a necessary distance between us and the chaos of the world. When we focus on the breath in, out, knowing the breath in, knowing the breath out, we stop multitasking. We stop fracturing our attention into a dozen different directions. For a few moments, we have only one job. It is in this singular focus that we begin to see the true nature of our own minds. Without this anchor, our thoughts are invisible to us. They rush by like a fast-moving river, carrying us away before we even realize we have fallen in. But when we stand on the bank of the breath, we can finally see the river. We can see the thoughts arising and passing away. We can see the anxiety, the planning, the memories. We begin to understand that we are not the river, we are the observer. This shift from being the thinker to observing the thinker is the dawn of true freedom. However, as soon as we attempt this simple task of sitting and breathing, we encounter the primary obstacle to our peace, the monkey mind. The human mind is restless, wild, and perpetually hungry. It jumps from one branch to another, never satisfied with where it is. If you close your eyes right now and try to focus on your breath, you will likely find that within seconds, the monkey has jumped. Perhaps it jumps to a desire. Suddenly, an image of a hamburger pops up. You aren't just thinking about food, you are craving it, planning how to get it, imagining the taste, or perhaps the monkey jumps to a sensation in the body. You feel an itch on your face, or the sensation of an insect crawling on your skin. The immediate, habitual reaction is to scratch, to fix, to adjust. We want to make the discomfort go away instantly. But the practice of mindfulness asks us to do something radical. Do nothing. Do not scratch the itch. Do not chase the hamburger. Do not follow the monkey. Much of the time, the insect crawling on our face is not there at all. It is a phantom sensation, a manifestation of the mind's restlessness, a test of our equanimity. If we react to every itch, every desire, and every stray thought, we remain slaves to our impulses. We spend our lives scratching at things that aren't really there. Instead, we must train ourselves to gently but firmly pull the monkey back. We don't beat the monkey, and we don't scream at it. We simply catch it, hold it, and tell it, sit right here, stay right here, and when it jumps again, which it will, 10 seconds later, we pull it back again. Come back to the breath. This process of returning is the workout. Every time we notice we have drifted into thoughts of the past or the future and we choose to return to the sensation of the breath in the present, we are strengthening a new neural pathway. We are breaking the habit of being lost. We acknowledge the thought, thinking, and we return. We acknowledge the sound of a car passing outside, hearing, and instead of crafting a story about who is driving and where they are going, we simply let it be a sound. And we return. This builds a reservoir of concentration that serves us not just on the meditation cushion, but in the heat of our daily lives. We are learning to live in the only time that actually exists, the present. Unfortunately, in our modern world, the monkey mind has been given a powerful accomplice, a device that Venerable Panikkara poignantly refers to as our lover. This lover is the smartphone, the tablet, the screen that we stroke and stare at with more devotion than we show our own families. We have developed a dependency on these devices that mimics a toxic romantic affair. We take this lover to the dinner table, ignoring the flesh and blood people sitting right in front of us. We take this lover into the bathroom, unable to spend even a few minutes in solitude without constant stimulation. We fall asleep with this lover next to our pillows. We are terrified of being bored, terrified of being alone with our own thoughts, so we turn to the screen to fill every empty crevice of our day. The cost of this affair is our memory and our connection to reality. We are losing our ability to remember because we have outsourced our brains to the machine. We rely on the device for everything, constantly asking it questions rather than observing the world or consulting our own wisdom. More tragically, we are losing the sanctity of human connection. The Venerable asks a piercing question. Who here has a family gathering without a lover? Very few hands can go up. We sit together, but we are worlds apart, each of us sucked into a digital vortex. To reclaim our peace, we must be willing to break up with this lover. At least for a few hours a day. We need to leave the phone in the other room when we eat. We need to leave it behind when we go to the bathroom. If we drop our phone in the toilet, we rush to spend money to replace it. It is a waste of resources and a waste of spirit. We must return to the old days, not out of nostalgia, but out of necessity. In the days before the screen dominated our attention, we depended on each other. We looked into each other's eyes. We had conversations that weren't interrupted by notifications. To build peace, we must relearn the art of doing one thing at a time. When we walk, we just walk. We feel the contact of our feet on the ground. When we eat, we just eat. We taste the food. We don't eat while scrolling or watching TV. When we talk to our partners or our children, we give them our full, undivided presence. By reducing the noise and the multitasking, we lower the temperature of our anxiety. We stop feeding the monkey mind the constant stream of data it craves. And slowly, the waters of our consciousness begin to settle. How, then, do we operationalize this peace in a practical, daily way? It begins the moment we open our eyes. The way we start our morning sets the coordinate for the entire day. If we wake up and immediately grab our lover to check the news or social media, we are inviting chaos into our bed before we have even put our feet on the floor. Instead, the Venerable offers a disciplined, beautiful ritual. The first thing we should do is fold our bed sheets. We make the bed nice and neat. This is not just about tidiness, it is a training of the mind. A signal that we are bringing order and intention to our environment. It is a small victory, a completed task that says, I am awake, and I am in charge of myself. After this act of discipline, we go to the bathroom, without the phone, and then we engage in a powerful act of affirmation. We grab a pen and a piece of paper, an analog tool for an analog soul, and we write down a simple sentence. Today is going to be my peaceful day. We don't just think it, we write it. Then, we read it over with our eyes. Then, we read it out loud with our mouth. We are engaging 3 senses to imprint this intention onto the universe. We are declaring a boundary. We are saying that today, no matter what happens, peace is the priority. This declaration is crucial because it reminds us of a fundamental truth. We are the only people capable of ruining our own day. We tend to blame external forces, the traffic, the boss, the spouse, the weather, but in reality, no one can mess up our day unless we give them permission to do so. If we do not react, the day remains ours. If we hold onto the mantra, today is going to be my peaceful day, it acts as a shield. When a problem arises, the mantra pops up in our mind to remind us, is this worth losing my peace over? No, it creates a pause, a small gap between the trigger and the response, and in that gap lies our freedom. But life is persistent, and the universe will test our resolve. We will encounter people who seem dedicated to making us angry. We will face toxic individuals who thrive on our reaction. This leads us to the most mathematical and liberating concept of mindfulness, the 10/90ths rule. The Venerable explains that any suffering or problem we encounter in the world is only 10% of the equation. The event itself, the rude comment, the bad driver, the burnt dinner, is a small fraction of the pain. The other 90% is our reaction. It is the story we tell ourselves, the anger we hold onto, the yelling, the blood pressure rising, the replay of the event in our heads for hours afterward. We take a manageable 10% problem and, by reacting, we add a massive 90% layer of suffering on top of it, creating a 100% disaster. We must realize that when we react with anger, we are often giving the other person exactly what they want. Toxic people feed on reaction. It validates their chaos. When we shout back, we lower ourselves to their vibration. The Walk for Peace pilgrimage offered a profound example of the alternative. For over 100 days, walking through heat and rain, the monks faced people who cursed at them, shouted at them, and intentionally revved their engines to cover them in black smoke. The instinct to react is human, but the practice is divine. Instead of cursing back, the response was always the same: may you be well, happy, and peaceful. This is not a sign of weakness, it is a display of immense strength. It is the refusal to add more hate to a world that is already drowning in it. It is the refusal to drink poison and expect the other person to die. When we smile and wish a hostile person peace, we protect our own hearts. We conserve our energy. We stop wasting our precious time on conflict. We have suffered enough. Humanity has wasted enough energy on hatred. From today until the end of our lives, we should commit to not wasting one more drop of our vitality on useless reactions. If the anger is too strong and we cannot remember our mantra, we return to the breath. We take deep inhalations, free medicine, available in unlimited supply, until the physiology calms down, and we remember our promise. Today is going to be my peaceful day. Ultimately, this journey of mindfulness leads us to a profound conclusion. We cannot wait for the world to be perfect before we can be peaceful. If we wait for all wars to end, for all politicians to be honest, and for all drivers to be polite, we will be waiting forever. Peace does not start out there. It starts in here. We must parent our own inner child, soothing the parts of us that want to scream and cry, and teaching them to be calm. When we cultivate peace within our own hearts, it inevitably spills over into our families. A peaceful parent creates a peaceful dinner table. A peaceful family creates a peaceful neighborhood. It ripples outward, person by person, family by family, until the world itself begins to transform. But it requires us to love ourselves enough to stop the cycle of suffering. To love yourself deeply means you refuse to put yourself in suffering mode. You refuse to let your day be hijacked by trivialities. You value your own serenity more than you value the need to be right or the need to have the last word. The invitation is open to everyone, regardless of faith or background. We can start right now. In this very breath, we can untie the monkey, put down the lover, make the bed, and declare our intention. We can choose to live in a way that when the end finally comes, we won't need anyone to wish us peace on a tombstone, because we will have lived it, fully and beautifully, every single day.